and gentlemen, before we move on, another announcement. Please drop your questions for panel discussion at the Accelerator stall. Feedback for the current session, you can again log into slido.com. It matters a lot. Now I would like to call upon our next speaker, Ms. Ashwini Lakshmikanta. So Ms. Ashwini Lakshmikanta, she is a senior solution engineer at Oracle Solutions Engineering Hub. She has over 12 plus years of professional experience in Java, J2E and middleware technologies, SOA, web services, Oracle integration, cloud services, SOA, cloud services. Her topic of presentation is Culture of Enterprise on Optimize Your DevOps with AI and ML. Welcome, Ms. Ashwini.
Hello everyone and good afternoon. So welcome to the session. I'm sure this will interest you. So we see data everywhere. So my topic is more focused on data, right? So we know that DevOps generates a lot of data, and data is exploding not only in volume but also in value. So data is exploding not only in volume but also in value, right? And we are sure that the amount of data that is being generated, hope it's audible now, sorry for that. Well, so we're getting exponential, the growth of data is exponential, and the amount of analysis that is being generated is very less, right? So the data is growing in the speed of never before. We all know that, and DevOps definitely generates a lot of data. So with this, let's see what AI and ML has in store for us with the DevOps. I'm Ashwini Lakshmikanta, a solution architect in Solution Engineering Hub, and I support customers in their day-to-day life in digital transformation. So I primarily focus on platform technologies, and my core skills was just told it's on Oracle SOA stack, right? So with this introduction, let's get started, and here's the agenda for the session. So let's see what are the challenges we have today in at DevOps, and how to utilize the data that is being generated, and the advantages as well as the disadvantages, and let's see a few takeaway points, right? So as I just started the session, so we have data everywhere, but less insights. Do you all agree to that? How many of us here are utilizing the data that's being generated by DevOps? Just one? Yeah? Two? Less than a handful, right? Okay, so it's very important that we have data-driven decisions being taken, and this not only helps the organizations in the short term, but also in the long term in the revenue, and using the manpower efficiently, right? So let's see how AI and ML helps in DevOps. As we all know that AI helps in creating predictive suggestions to streamline and help in optimizing the software delivery lifecycle, right? Any doubts? No, right? So ML allows the organizations to analyze and understand where the issues are likely to occur. Basically, it identifies the issues. So the core expectation of AI and ML is to enable the enterprises with optimal data-driven decisions that are aligned to their business strategies and goals, right? So what are the challenges today we are facing from DevOps is primarily, I would say, human error. So whenever a manual task is involved, I'm sure we will be doing development, testing, promoting code from one environment to another environment and all that. And whenever there's a human task involved, I'm sure we are going to get a lot of issues. And fixing these issues is a tedious task. Basically, identifying the issue is a tedious task, I would say. And second one is the environment inconsistency, right? When one code works in one environment and doesn't seem to work in another environment, lot of effort is being spent on identifying the issue. I'm sure these are all the challenges we are facing every day, and nobody can deny it, right? And change management and monitoring. So coming to the change management, we already have change management process in place, but it is definitely outdated for DevOps, right? So we do still have manual review tasks while moving from one code from one environment to another environment. We have this change management process in place, but that's definitely outdated for DevOps. And primarily when we speak about agile, things have to really go fast. It cannot have a showstopper anywhere. And coming to monitoring, monitoring is one of the key challenges today. We do not have a unified platform across any of the organizations. Definitely we have one monitoring tool for development, another for operations, but nothing as a single platform, right? And monitoring not only infrastructure, but also application performance, pipeline, everything is a core and key problem in DevOps today. And for each of these activities, definitely cost is involved, right? So suppose, for example, fixing an issue, a person has to be deployed onto that and to identify an issue and then do the changes. So all of these will definitely take and impact the revenue. And for example, when we are migrating code from one environment to another environment, and if it's not working, so that is the greatest challenge, right? We don't know whether it's a hardware issue or a software issue. Identifying the issue itself is a key challenge. And so wherever a person is involved, definitely cost is involved. Or whenever we deploy a resource or a member to identify these, and this definitely impacts the organization in the long run. So let's see what are the benefits or use cases where we can use AI and ML in the data that is being generated by DevOps. And definitely the list is not robust. I've just listed a few here, and it keeps on adding as we go together in the development stage. So the first thing that comes to my mind is promoting the feedback on application performance. So here, like what we do is we have a lot of, I'm not getting into the which algorithm needs to be deployed, where it needs to be deployed. I absolutely don't know, because each use case, each scenario is very different. But these are the places where you need to apply your AI or ML algorithms and to make it efficiently work, right? So suppose we have an application bottleneck, and identifying an issue is challenging task. So when we deploy this application on an AI, there are multiple platforms, AI-enabled platforms. Does anyone know if any one platform which is enabled with AI? Any technology, any cloud, or anything? Sorry? Can you be loud? Okay. So does it monitor application performance? Right? Okay. Yeah. Not many applications, performance monitoring tools are there, but not many are there, right? So many platforms also now, these days, which are being developed, are having AI ML built in within them. One such example which I can quote is Oracle Autonomous Database. And somebody in yesterday's Mark session, I would like to say, somebody was saying, we do not have platforms which are self-repairing, if anybody really listened to Mark's session. So we have Oracle ADW, Autonomous Database, and that is having the self-driving, self-repair, and 3 characteristics are there of autonomous. So ADW is just one platform where we have AI and ML built in within it, right? So we have a lot of platform monitoring tools where we can use and deploy all our algorithms and make use of the data that's being generated by DevOps efficiently. Second one is enabling communication. So especially in cross, we know that multiple, especially in the structure where we are working, development is being done by one organization, SI, and we have deployment operations being done by a third-party vendor, another SI or a partner. So how do we communicate between the organization and between the teams? So communication becomes a bottleneck. And we have a lot of AI and ML enabled communication channels. For example, digital assistants. I'm not sure if you're all aware. Oracle digital assistants we have, and we have bots we have, and we have a lot of AI and ML related communication channels which can streamline this process. And software testing. I'm sure most of us would be testers as well here. So we have as we know that a lot of data is being generated by test results as part of testing. And this test results is not being used efficiently. Is any of the organization using test results efficiently here? Oh, excellent, very good, very nice. Good to know. So whenever we are running this ML algorithms, we can actually train the model the results, test results, and share the test results which the test reports which the ML generates to the developer teams. So it basically helps in identifying the issues and the core bottlenecks, where in case the test results fail, definitely we know where it has failed, and it can be shared with the development team so that the issues doesn't repeat again, right? So this is one of the best use cases, and there's a software testing is a very big topic where AI and ML can be definitely deployed. This is just an overview. So there is a blog which is going through which says that the testing can be totally rolled out with the help of AI and ML, right? So I suggest you should all go through it. And the next thing that we can use AI and ML on the DevOps related generated data is the production alerts and predictive maintenance. So production alerts is something like we should not get bombarded with the number of alerts, right? And there should be a monitoring tool that is assigned to the production alerts so that only the high level alerts can be notified. So it can be as simple as grouping the alerts based on the common error message, or it can be something like a known good and known bad alerts, right? And then we have predictive maintenance. So this is very important use case where it comes to the maintenance of the manufacturing equipments. So whenever we have this sensor data that is aligned with the predictive maintenance for any of the equipments, the date and timestamp along with the sensor data can be used for predicting the failure of the machines. Isn't it cool? So this can be done on in two ways. Primarily, we have a statistical classification approach. So where the data will be generated in this basically works on less number of data and gives better results, right? It will be a Boolean value. And the predictive maintenance second algorithm usually that is run as the remaining useful life. So here what happens, we'll have a huge set of data, and the analysis is being generated, and it will definitely tell like when the machine may fail. So thus reducing the operational cost of the equipment. So this is just the takeaway from the use cases. So just iterate about these key points. So basically I just mentioned promoting feedback on application performance. It helps us to identify the problems early and make recommendations to the developers. And then enabling communication, as I just discussed, it's about chatbots and other systems initiated by AI become more streamlined and be more proactive, reducing the manpower. Software testing is to basically identify the poor patterns of coding, and that results in too many errors, right? And production alerts and predictive maintenance is basically helping controlling the high amount of alerts in production systems. And this is one of the key things which most of the customers complain about, right? So what do you think are the advantages and disadvantages of AI and ML? Is it easy to deploy an AI and ML on the data that is being generated on DevOps? Is it easy? No? Okay. So what do you think are the advantages? Anyone? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 Great. These are all the benefits which you're all talking about. That's really good. So primary advantage is increase the innovation. So basically, the time being spent on fixing an issue can be efficiently used on innovation. And we get superior implementation efficiency. So with this, I mean that whenever we are doing code reviews or anything, that the data has to be shared frequently, and the algorithms, the analysis that is being generated by the algorithms has to be shared with the teams. And I always suggest that AI, ML, DevOps, all teams have to start from the beginning of the project. That is when it would be very successful, from my experience. Okay. And automation. Quick analysis of reports. So we can basically automate all the test results and generate reports from it. And human repeatable tasks can basically be automated. And then reduce operational complexity. So with this, I mean to say that you can actually reduce the amount of effort that is being spent on repeatable tasks, and that person or employee to that project can actually work on really complex problems which involves, because humans have limitation on the data that they can analyze. I hope you all agree to it. We cannot sit for long hours to analyze a huge chunk of data and all this stuff, right? So with the running ML algorithms, we can basically reduce the operational complexity. Okay, coming to the disadvantages. Getting ML model deployed into production environment. First of all, when we see about ML, everybody is scared. We need to have a lot of data set, which algorithm we need to choose. Should we do a merger of a lot of algorithms, or just one algorithm will work? Should I need to do the pre-processing of the data, or the data is already pre-processed? Lot of questions definitely will crop up into our mind. And the second disadvantage is it has to be revisited frequently, right? So the amount of data that is being generated always keeps on increasing, and timelines are more. So AI and ML, when we are applying on the data that's being generated by DevOps, it's definitely an iterative process. It cannot go in one go. Take my words, right? So it is basically an iterative process, and definitely it's going to mature over a set of iterations. It's just a matter of time. And if we get the right set of algorithms, right set of data, and it is just a cakewalk. So coming to an end, machines are accurate and fast. Do you all agree? I don't agree to it. Okay, because humans are required to feed the data to machines, right? Okay, and yeah, definitely they are accurate and fast, but humans are smart, and humans are definitely required to feed the data to the machines. And sorry. How do I go back? Just give me a minute. Right, okay. Okay. So spend time on innovation rather than an analysis of data, right? So this is very key important in order to drive the business strategies. If any one of you are here are the directors or leading strategic visions for the organization, I'm sure you need to really think about this at the beginning of the project, applying AI and ML. And I strongly recommend it, because going forward, definitely platforms are coming with built-in AI and ML capabilities, but it is very important for you to take it and get it aligned with your business insight and project strategies. And definitely you're going to earn a long-term benefits by deploying AI and ML onto your data, by basically on the revenue cost that is being involved, you're going to get a huge profit. So if there's one thing I would want you to remember is, the power of AI and ML is primarily, it breaks the silo between the DevOps that tools generate. In order to reduce the operational complexity, create higher orders of automation, suggest faster remediations to problems, and increase collaboration, right? So there are multiple platforms which are already, as I told, one is Oracle platform. We have Spark and Kubernetes and Dockers, which are also coming up with built-in AI and ML capabilities. So it is just the way we have to take in, and we have Kubeflow, a lot of algorithms, TensorFlows, a lot of algorithms where you can actually implement this AI and ML and DevOps on the data, right? So if you have any questions, you can actually post it to me, and you can let me know. But if I still have time, I would like to walk you through Oracle Developer Cloud Service. Has anybody heard of it? Anyone here? Does anyone know there is a product which exists called Developer Cloud Service, Oracle Developer Cloud Service? No, right? Okay, that's good. So I'm sure I'm just going to run away with all these codes because this is generic DevOps lifecycle, which you've always been listening to since yesterday morning, right? So I would like to show, yeah, so this is about, it basically provides a unified platform and it supports a lot of cloud native applications and basically with infrastructure as a code, and you can deploy any sort of application on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. And there's one slide which I want to take you through. You can create wikis, you can do coding, it has a lot of utilities on build servers, it has source code management system within it, right? Code reviews can be done. And by the way, we are going to provision developer cloud service on OCI, that is Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, and that has a lot of features within it. It's the Gen 2 which is coming up. Continuous integration and delivery. Dev security ops is built in. It has support for Docker and Kubernetes. It has support for Terraform. Yeah. This is one which I want to spend time on. So we have Oracle Developer Cloud Service Architecture. So as you see here, so we're going to do the development on the browser. That's just like any other public cloud. And we can create you can integrate with any of your Jira activities or tasks. And then it is deployed on OCI compute. You can choose the number of hardware and software storages you want to have. And then you can have webhooks, and you can tag up with any external tools, and then deploy it. So these are all the options that is available. And also we can also support non-Oracle IaaS infrastructure. Like as I say, it's a lift and shift, which would call it, right, in technical terms. So there we have open integration with existing software. So you can connect to the developer cloud service to the existing software which you have. And we have standard hook webhook interfaces also supported. So I strongly suggest you can sign in to cloud.oracle.com /developer-service, register yourself, and you can get a free trial to do hands-on exercise. You have a lot of lab materials, free tutorials also available for you to learn more about this product. Okay? So coming back to the session. So I'm open for questions now. I just wanted to do that quick introduction to you to Oracle Cloud Service, though it was out of topic, to make you all aware that we do also have a developer cloud platform service, right, from Oracle. So you have any questions for me?
So we have time for the questions if anybody has. Otherwise, you can ask 2 questions from me.
Okay. Yeah, there's one question.
You spoke about using ML in testing cycles as well as monitoring and all of these things.
Right.
So with monitoring, I can very clearly see that how we can use machine learning to kind of have predictive maintenance pipelines and things like that. But when it comes to testing, what is the extent of the ML implementation that can be done there, and how would we go about it? Like there are various stages of tests that take place in the DevOps pipeline. So where all does ML fit in, and how does it actually benefit us?
Sure. Okay, so his question was, how does ML fit in which all stages of DevOps cycle? So we have, when we move code from basically from deploy or development environment to SIT or UAT, we have multiple tests, right? So we can basically run this testing on, so for example, the data that's being generated by regression testing, functional testing, user acceptance testing. These are all a few automated testings, right? So for example, we have HPS MQ series. So it generates a lot of log files, and none of us bother to even have a look at it, right? Unless there's an issue or error, or if the performance is really bad, that is when we get into look into the logs. But in all these phases, when we are moving code from each environment until pre-production, I would strongly recommend. because I don't see anyone till date deploying ML on production, especially on the DevOps data. So wherever you generate data, when you're moving code from one environment to another environment, especially not for maybe manual test is a little difficult to run, but any automated system testings which you've done right, so you can definitely run this ML on each of these environments. Does that answer your question? Okay. Any other questions? Yeah, the lady at the back.
Hi, Ashwini. So my question is, even this AI ML keeps generating lot of good data, right? It again, we'll have to assign an engineer to keep looking at the data. There is no self-healing or auto-correction of things. Say if test cases are like 5,000 test cases, 10,000 test cases we have, right? And the logs are getting generated, AI ML systems are looking at, and they are doing some prediction model.
Right.
So that to get fed back into the system, there is no tool or anything that helps us. So it's kind of done manually.
Right. So I was just talking about Oracle Autonomous Database, which has the self-healing, self-repairing capability. So that's just one product, but I'm sure there will be many in the market. I'm not very sure. But you can definitely classify, one of the use cases which I mentioned was classification of the alerts. So basically where you can actually group them. You have an algorithm to group them as known good and known bad alerts. So whatever is known bad alerts or known good alerts on which you want to actually act upon, that is when ML can actually help. So what happens with this is you don't have to keep monitoring your data. So whatever is known good or known bad alerts, you can just pick them up. Yeah, definitely 1 or 2 persons would be required, but definitely not a huge team. So reducing the manpower and cost in the long run, right? So I hope that answers your question. Any other questions? I have written a white paper on this topic, and I strongly suggest if any of you are interested, you can drop me an email and I would share it across. And because I've just covered four of the use cases where we can use the data that's being generated by AI and ML, but there are quite a lot where you can actually implement ML algorithms on the data that's being generated by DevOps. Yeah?
So now you
Thank
can
you,
quickly
everyone.
ask questions to the audience from your presentation. 2 questions.
Okay.
Yeah. you
I
can
think this
raise
was a
your
very
hands.
pretty simple, straightforward topic for me to ask any
Before
questions.
answering, please raise your hand.
Okay, so I would want to give an easy question. Okay, so what are the challenges which I listed? So 2 challenges which you think I listed are the problems of DevOps today.
Identifying the problem.
Okay.
Testing
Okay.
results.
Okay. Anybody else? Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
The monitoring system.
Yeah.
Okay. I want two challenges.
Human errors,
Okay.
environment inconsistency.
Yeah. Right. He's
Of
right.
course.
Yep.
Please come over the stage.
It's basically a quick check whether you all were alert. Good. Thank you for listening.
One more question.
Right, okay. So there's a pretty simple one. So we deploy developer cloud service on something in some infrastructure. What is that from the Oracle perspective? Anyone? Yeah, the one with the specs?
OCI, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure.
Yeah, that's right.
Please come over the stage.
Thanks, guys. Connect with me offline, and definitely if you're facing any challenges in Oracle Developer Cloud Service, you can reach out to me, I am always there to guide you guys. Yeah?
Okay.
Thank you.
Please wait for a minute. Thank you, Ashwini. May I now request Dr. Sharmila to felicitate the speaker.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very simple, small from our side for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Coffee break for